Welcome to Can We Talk? My name is Paula and today I'm joined by Thia, aka The Natural Slay. So Thia, thank you so much for coming on to my platform.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. So when I ask people to come onto my platform, I ask them one question. What's the dream?
To inspire.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is to inspire women like me to do what I do in terms of just putting myself out there and being confident.
So tell us more about your brand, how you came to starting it.
So I first started blogging only last year during the first pandemic, and I was just doing it to kind of just take pictures of my journey. I wasn't really doing it to be an influencer. I wasn't really doing it for like the free stuff or anything like that. I was just doing it because I wanted to be a part of a community that was like me, trying to get healthy hair.
And by community, you mean the natural hair community, right?
Yeah.
And how has it been since then? Because you've grown your brand to The Natural Slay.
Yeah.
And then you've got Thia Care on the side as well. So tell us more about the whole package, everything.
Right. So Thia Care has been a project I've been working on for a very long time. And I started creating products at home around 4 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And I was mostly just making them for myself because when I was younger, I used to have really like damaged hair. And I feel like as a black woman, most people have gone through the phase of not having great hair or not loving their hair, and it hasn't been the healthiest point it could be. So I went through a time in my life where I was like, all right, it's time for me to have healthy hair now. I'm tired of straightening. I'm tired of making it not what it was always meant to be. So I started making products at home, and then eventually, as I saw changes through my hair, I was like, okay, let me sell it. Let me make some money from it. And I started to sell it last year.
Nice.
Yep.
That's when Thia Care came.
Yeah, Thia Care came about, and I sold out like all my products.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I did it via Instagram and then via Etsy.
Oh,
so
wow.
I hadn't actually had a website.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I know. Listen, it took me a very long time to even make up all those stuff, buy all the labels, and then try and network with people to try and like sell my product, even though nowhere was open and nowhere was able for me to do that.
And it's a good time to I guess I was basically saying, now that you've made Thia Care, I was talking about your journey and how you came about to making Thia Care, and now that you've made your own, actually, what brought you to start making your own products? Was there just a shortage, you think, or nothing was catering to your natural hair?
It's not that I felt like nothing was catering, because obviously I was using products for a long time to try and make my hair more healthier. It's just that, one, more time when you go into the shops and you look at the ingredients or something, you don't know anything. You don't actually know what that meant or what the next word meant. You don't know anything. And I wanted to know what I was putting in my hair.
Yeah.
I wanted to know how this ingredient was promoting growth or this ingredient was making it moisturize. So I spent a long time researching ingredients and actually finding out what all them scientific names meant.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, this is what I want to put in my hair. And no product had it. They would have products that would make your hair grow, and they would have products that would make your hair moisturize, but then they wouldn't have both combined in one, or they would have a growth oil, but it wouldn't smell nice. It would smell really bad.
Yeah.
They just didn't have what I wanted. So the first product I made was a growth oil, and I said, I want a growth oil that actually smells good.
Yeah.
So I researched how many different ingredients and different essential oils to make up my oil to make it smell a bit like Starburst. And I was like, yeah, that is the right one for me to sell. And I've just been selling that one ever since.
Like, a natural hair journey is really something. Like, it's really something.
Yep.
And I remember when I first like started my natural hair journey, all I knew was big chop, cream your hair, seal it with oil, protect it.
Yeah.
Then came 3A, 4B,
Hair time.
2C. Then it came low porosity, high porosity. Then came this whole thing of you're not meant to be using oils in your hair.
First of all, we don't listen to that.
Yeah?
We don't listen to that. I always say to people, like, no matter what someone says for you to do with your hair, at the end of the day, you know your own hair.
Yeah.
So study your own hair. Pick things that work for your own hair. Everybody's hair is different. Like, the whole don't use growth oils, don't use leave-in conditioners.
Yeah.
Like, all that mess.
Too much.
All that mess that's been going on. I'm just like, do whatever works for you. Like, it's your own hair.
What do you think of the like joining the natural hair community? Because I don't know about you, but there was a lot of hate towards the relaxed babes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
no.
Like,
I wasn't one of those people that, in terms of blogging, cared too much about what other people were doing with their hair. I feel like as long as your hair is healthy, then you're a natural girl, no matter what. Even if you wear wigs, even if you wear weave, because look, I wear weave, I wear wigs sometimes. I still got good natural hair.
Yeah.
And it's just about it being healthy, not about whatever you're doing with it. Because people will then say, oh, you shouldn't dye your hair because then your hair is unhealthy. But it's not true. So relaxing, I don't think it damages your hair, that in the long run you can take care of relaxed hair. And I know a lot of girls who have relaxed hair and their hair is probably a lot healthier because they've taken the time to take care of it and understand their hair. So yeah, I mean, when I first joined the natural hair community, right, I was going just to be a blogger. Mostly I was just going to like post pictures here and there, share my little 2 cents on whatever was going on. And then people kept asking me for advice on like what to do with their hair. And as I was saying earlier, I don't really like to give people advice too much because I feel like everyone should understand their own hair. But then I said, okay, let me start giving people what I do with my hair to see if it will work. And then more people just came on my page, they wanted to know, and I then became the natural slayer.
And you spoke a little bit about why you went into creating your own products. Talk me through the process of how, because you mentioned just briefly that it took you a long time to get the labels. How did you figure out what ingredients work, what ingredients don't? Because like you said, reading the back of a label, I mean, I see aqua at first and I said, okay, no sodium, no sulfate? I'm not getting, I'm getting it. So those are the two things that I look at. So how did you figure out, okay, no, actually I need this and I need that, or...
I always thought organic and natural products will always be better because there's nothing chemically enhanced by it. So I always said, okay, if I was to make products, then it would have to have a lot of those ingredients. In terms of the whole years and the process that it took me to get the products that I have, I tested them on multiple people with different hair types to make sure that the products I was selling could work. Because they were worked on me, but it doesn't mean they would work on multiple other people. So I literally gave out my products for like a year to a bunch of different hair types and just waited for it to work.
Okay.
So it was more of trial and error, to be honest. I feel like, well, when you do your business at home and you start up small, it is about trial and error. And even with my labels, I don't even want to get started on that because the amount of labels I've thrown in the bin because they didn't look how I wanted them to look. And I know that when you buy labels, right, the company will tell you, okay, print it off on PDF. And so it can show what it looks like. When I first started, I didn't do that. I just would buy them.
And so you're literally just starting from scratch.
And it was like a lot of things were wasted. But when you first start a business, that's what it's like. It's all about trial and error, and it's all about just picking the best things that work for your business. And then I eventually found something that works. I mean, I'm going to be launching my own website soon that I created myself. And the thing is, it took me such a long time to create that website. But I'm proud to say, like, I did it all on my own.
No one sees that when they look at businesses, though, especially small black businesses or small businesses in general. No one looks at all the things that go like on in the background to make it work, like the labeling. You're making the products at home. You're putting in the products in the bottles yourself. Like, it's a lot of work. So like, how do you balance doing that with having a day job and being the natural slay?
That is a difficult question. I just thank God I'm a strong woman. That's what I said the other day. I said, thank you, God, like I'm a strong woman, because it's not an easy life. Yeah. And I say, if the life I want to live is not easy, and I'm okay with that, because I'm okay to work hard for the life I want. So if anyone wants to do what I do, they need to know it's not easy. Yeah. I'm literally, every single day, I think about social media. And as much as I don't really want to think about social media all day, I have to see it as more of a business platform than a social platform, because that's going to be my life. Yeah. And it's not only my life in terms of blogging, it's my life in terms of my businesses, because now we live in a digital era. Everything has to be on social media. Yeah. If you want to have a business, you can't run a business without social media, unfortunately. Yeah. That's just the way it works. And
it's insane because your business relies on social media.
Well, part of it, yeah.
Part of it. Even with the natural slay, a big part of that is being on social media.
I know.
All the time.
And you know what's funny? When I started like getting a few more followers, I was like, okay, I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want people to call me an influencer, because I don't want to influence anybody. Everybody has a right to make their own decisions, but then I'll be labelled as an influencer because I'm trying to just show what I love. But obviously, I guess I'm an influencer now. I'm an influencer now.
If people are coming to you for advice, you're influencing.
I know, but it's so hard because it's not only the people that come to me for advice. Some people come to me because they may not disagree with something I do. Okay. But at the end of the day, I may be an influencer, but I'm also a hot girl. Yep. Like, come on now.
Period.
Like you can't, they expect you to be one way.
Yeah. They kind of put you in a box, and I feel like, especially there's a stigma that comes with being a natural hair babe. Yeah. Actually, yes, let's talk about that stigma.
You always got to wear your natural hair. Oh, why are you wearing weave? Why are you doing this? Why are you wearing a wig? I can do whatever I want.
It's a lot to deal with, because it kind of puts you in a box and says you can't leave this box.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're a natural haired babe. Do you think about how being natural haired might affect you, like when you like apply for jobs, or because you know how some people are like, oh, I can't wear my natural hair to like my afro to a job interview, or like, do you think about how it affects how you look professionally, or
for me,
not that you should anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So I feel like, yes, there is that whole thing of it being the companies that people work with not seeing natural hairstyles as professional, but I feel like at the end of the day, wear your hair how you want to wear your hair. Yeah. I always do that. If someone feels like it's unprofessional, that's their personal problem. They can't fire me over a hairstyle.
That's how it should be. So. That's how it really should be. I think things are changing, especially the way people see natural hair babes.
Yeah, sure.
And by natural hair, I mean literally just natural, like not wearing wigs. Yeah. Because that's what they define them as, right?
Listen, okay, so I was debating this, right, the other day with a friend, and she was like, oh, because when I first started, I wrote natural hair enthusiast, right? That's what most of the pages were going for, so I was like, okay, let me do that. But then it's like, well, you're not natural because you wear weaves sometimes, and you wear wigs, and you're not a natural.
So my question is, who's saying that to you?
A lot of people up in my request section that I just, not that I care, because I don't know them, but it got me thinking, well, most of the natural hair enthusiasts that I've seen do only wear their natural hair. Yeah. So then I thought to myself, okay, then I've got to change up my wording, because everything is about wording, especially on social media. So I had to just say I'm a beauty enthusiast. Okay. And a self-care, I'm all things beauty and self-care, because I may have one view of thing, but maybe lots of other people in the general may have a different view. Yeah. And with social media, as I said, I see it as a business platform. At the end of the day, that's business, and all of it is business. Yeah. So anything I put out there, it's all business. Yeah. So if I got to change the wording of something, even though I believe I'm a natural hair enthusiast, lots of people don't. So I want to then build a career, so then I've got to change it a bit.
I can't believe people are actually telling you you're not.
Yeah.
You were thinking, how dare you?
And you know what it is? I'll wear my natural hair out like 80% of the time. Yeah. But sometimes, I want to change it up a bit. And the thing is, I'm allowed to do that, but sometimes it comes with the stigma, like you were saying before. You've got that box, so stay in it. But I find it difficult to stay in a box. So
definitely, please can we talk about natural hairstyles we struggle with?
Okay.
For me, I'm not gonna lie, the wash and go, it's not a bit of me at all.
No.
I've tried. I haven't left the house with it, but I tried, and it's just really hard. All of these, and do you know what it is? From what I see, when I'm following these natural hair babes, yeah, they're doing these hairstyles. So I'm trying to like emulate them. And then I take it out and I look at myself like, this doesn't look like what this babe looks like.
Yeah, I feel like with wash and goes, I don't really wear wash and goes that often either. But it's not because of the way my hair looks. It's more about the weather. I feel like I don't really like my hair all in my face. And with wash and goes, your hair's everywhere.
Yeah.
And we live in the UK, it's raining majority of the time.
Yeah.
So I'm not about to have my hair all out, all wet, and just have to constantly clean it. I feel like, not gonna lie to you, most of those people will do wash and goes for the videos.
Okay.
I don't think they're wearing it all the time.
Okay.
Not to be a bit problematic, but they're not wearing it all the time. Come on now, especially if you live in the UK.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna put your hair in a bun because it's easy to put it in a bun. Come on now, you got to work, and you're not gonna have your hair all in your face. You just want it out of the way so you can just get on with your day. And with wash and goes, especially if you've got longer hair, it's all in your face. It's everywhere.
But you see, for me, I find that it's usually because of the way that it looks.
You mean the shrinkage?
Yeah, the shrinkage. And I'm just like, well, this...
Oh, you don't like the shrinkage?
I don't feel pretty like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel...
You shouldn't feel that way.
We shouldn't, yeah. But I feel like there's so much... I'm so used to everything being, you know, on fleek, on slay, that when I do see it, I'm just like... And I feel like that's normal for a lot of people. It
is, but it's because you're not used to seeing something that is your own, in a sense. So shrinkage is a sign of health. So the more your hair shrinks, it's actually the more healthy it is. If your hair doesn't shrink, it means that there's heat damage or there's too much chemicals within your hair that's made it that way.
And we'd be ashamed of our shrinkage. You'd be like, damn, it's so shrinking.
The thing is, I get it though, because my hair, some parts are like different textures, right?
Yeah.
So it shrinks differently.
Yeah.
So one part of my hair doesn't shrink at all, but the other part will just shrink so much. So when I do wash and goes, it's like my hair's all over the place, but that's more about texture, not about shrinkage. So with shrinkage, I get it, because some hairstyles, you don't want your hair to be short. You want it to be the length that you want it to be. And it can be difficult, but it's always, you need to keep the thought in your mind that at the end of the day, healthy hair is better than damaged hair. And shrinkage is a sign of health.
So do you think we should have more people be proud of their shrinkage and wear it and rock it?
You should always be proud of your shrinkage. Always. It can be annoying, but gosh, a lot of the things are annoying. A lot of things are annoying, but you're still proud of them. With shrinkage, you should still love it regardless of how short it is, because at the end of the day, it's never going away.
Yeah.
Unless you want your hair to be damaged and stay damaged, shrinkage will never go away. So you have to learn to love it. It's like your skin colour.
Yeah, so that's something I really enjoy about the natural hair community, because I think they're making like shrinkage, how your hair looks like natural, very, very normal.
Yeah.
Because before you see it lathered in gel, or you have to twist it for it to look some kind of nice way, but now it feels like it's like you have so many advocates now just being like, yeah, this is what it's meant to look like. This is still nice. I do still think there's a bit of stigma against 4C.
No, for sure.
But I don't know, maybe over time.
But you know what it is? All hair types are different. And I always say to people, well, who came up with the hair types? Because 4C can come in different forms as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because you'll get one person that say, oh, my hair's thicker than yours, but my hair's thicker than yours.
Yeah.
You're just going to keep getting somebody saying my hair's thicker than the next person. So
I really need to find who started this type.
You'll never be able to find it, because people have, at the end of the day, everybody has their own opinions.
Yeah.
So someone's hair is always going to be thicker than yours at the end of the day. So someone's hair might be 4C, so it might be that thick texture, but then another person might have a thicker texture and say, well, you're not 4C because my hair is thicker than yours. So with that, I mean, people who've got like loose curls saying that they're 4C, I get it. You are 4C. Come on now, let's be real, you're not. But it's difficult to kind of tell with people's hair in terms of hair type. Yeah. Because black hair is the most versatile hair. Like, there's so many different textures, so many different ways that people style their hair that you could probably never tell the main hair types. You're never going to be able to tell what someone's hair is, because I've got about 3 different hair types in my hair, and some person might say, oh no, your hair's 4B, and then another person might say, oh no, your hair's like a 3C. Yeah. But it's different textures all in my hair, so you're never going to be able to tell. Yeah. And that's the same with most people's hair.
That's very, very true.
So, I mean, I get it, but I mean, I get like the people on TikTok, because I heard about that. People on TikTok were like, oh, they've got loose curls and saying that it's 4C. Yeah. Those people, they're just doing that for attention. And to be quite honest, they're getting it. Yeah, they're getting that attention.
And it's crazy because although they're getting that attention, but they're spreading that information, and it's so annoying because TikTok is primarily, I mean, now a few adults are using it and they're on it, but it was primarily used by young kids. Yeah. So, like, having like young black girls with 4C hair, or 4B or 4A or whatever, seeing that, it's not nice. It's not ideal.
It isn't. But I always say with things like that, it definitely starts within the home, because when my mum was doing my hair, it felt like a struggle. So when you're younger and you already feel like your own hair's a struggle from like your parent, you're not gonna grow up loving your hair. It's like remember hand in hand. Do I remember sulfate?
Sulfate.
The ingredient.
Is that what it's called? The yellow thing. Sulfate.
I thought you meant sulfate, like the chemical.
Sulfate.
No.
I'm a little bit older than you, but when I was younger, Sulfate is like this strong hair product. It's like, what does it smell like? It's a strong hair product, and it's like my mum would grab my hair. It would be hard to like do my hair, so she'd put it in my hair, but your hair would smell something. It would smell cute.
With my mum, it was more like the hot comb.
Oh.
Yeah, and my hair texture wasn't that thick, but my mum would still use the hot comb, and then I just grew up, okay, I need to straighten my hair. And so I was straightening it for so many years that it became so damaged. Yeah. Like, to the point as in, I didn't even need to straighten my hair to blend it with Brazilian. I would just put that in and leave it.
And it would just blend.
Yeah, I used to use Brazilian clip-ins and just blend it in. That's how damaged it was, to the point it didn't even curl, it was just straight.
So, did you end up doing a big chop?
No, I transitioned.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, that's the thing. I did not big chop, because people say big chop is when you cut all of the hair off. I didn't cut all of it off. Oh. I cut some of it off.
Yeah. I thought that's what it was, when you cut off the relaxed parts.
Yeah, but most people cut off all of it.
Oh, okay. And start again.
Basically, because even if you cut off the relaxed parts, with relaxer, it also damages the scalp. So some people may cut off their relaxed ends, but it doesn't mean that their scalp isn't damaged. Okay. So when their hair grows back, it still might grow back a different way.
Oh,
so
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, some people will like shave it all off, or literally cut it all off, so that they can completely start again.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And there are all these different, like, I follow a lot of the natural hair girls on YouTube. And there's rice water, there's inversion method, there's aloe vera.
Sorry, inversion method makes me laugh. I mean, I get it though, but it's very funny.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I've tried it. Of course I've tried it. I've actually tried most of the stuff out there to do with hair. And that's just because I want to see what works for me. Yeah. So I just try everything. Anything I see, I'll try it. But
and has anything in particular worked? Because rice water is hot on the streets right now.
I believe rice water does work. I haven't actually tried rice water because I'm big on smells and I can't put anything in my hair that really smells bad.
But if you put grapefruit, like, or pomelo skins, put it in, it actually changes the smell.
It changes the smell, not that much.
Yeah, it's actually not that much.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to your business. Tell me, what is the vision for your business?
I want to have a big beauty brand. So I want to have a black version of like Superdrug and Boots and like Lush and those type of shops.
Yeah.
Eventually, hopefully one day I can get my own big shop.
Yeah.
And have all Thia Care products in there. But I want to do more than just hair care. So that's also why I kind of changed the natural slay into beauty and self-care, because I wanted to do things like skincare. You
want to branch out?
Yeah, I wanted to do like lip scrubs and all that different body care. So I want Thia Care to be like a big beauty brand.
Okay.
So anything to do with beauty and self-care.
What's been your biggest challenge in starting your business and growing your business?
Balancing costs. So sometimes I overspend in one area and then end up not having enough for the second area and then having to fork out in terms of funds that are not for business.
Yeah.
But they say as a small business, that's what happens most of the time. You spend a lot of money especially within like the first year. I was spending so much money just on business and a lot of it wasn't even being used.
Okay.
I'd also say balancing the time from my personal life to business life. That's the most difficult thing, because sometimes I feel like I don't have a personal life because I'm so focused on social media or business.
You're constantly thinking about it, and if it's not Thia Care, it's the natural slay.
And if it's not the natural slay, then it's the business that I have with my friend, or it's something else I'm doing for my 9-to-5 life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely am trying to find a balance still. I wouldn't say that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Because when you want something so bad, it's like you live and breathe that. And what I do, I live and breathe. That is my passion.
Yeah.
I always say to people, I see myself doing what I do for the rest of my life. Okay. And no one can change my mind. I'm a stubborn type of person.
Yeah.
That is my passion. And I want to transition to doing that full time. Hopefully soon.
Amen.
But, yeah.
And what's been the most rewarding experience?
When I get people messaging me to tell me that I've helped them, like, as much as I don't like to advise people, I love it when they come and ask me, because it makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing something that makes a difference in people's lives, and I'm actually doing something that people want to do.
Yeah.
Like, even though I would say I'm like a nano influencer, that's what they call them, micro influencer. I'm a small time blogger.
Who
I would
makes
say
these classifications?
I don't know. I would say I still get people messaging me like how I've come so far.
Yeah.
And that's all I've ever wanted. Like, I feel like for me, I've lived quite a difficult life, like probably most. So coming where I am today makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel like I've done something. Yeah. And people actually want to know what I've done. Like, and they want to know how I got where I am. And it just makes me feel great.
And if you had to give anyone advice on being a small business owner with the hopes of growing, how should they start?
I feel like they should start how I started, with blogging at first. And that will first get them in the door to what they can have access to in terms of networking. And networking would be the one key thing. Like, I'm in a lot of like curly community groups, and having people that are like-minded makes you feel like, okay, I'm not alone in what I'm doing. And
can we talk networking? Because do you know what it is? Yeah, people say networking and no one says what networking is. Do you know what I mean? Is it commenting under someone's picture, getting into their DM? What is it? Like,
that's more engagement.
Okay.
So networking would be to actually go out of your way to have a conversation.
Okay.
That's networking. So you're DMing someone and be like, okay, I like what you do. We should connect. We should talk. And actually having a conversation with them. Okay. So with most of the people I network with, we either create groups. Like, I was saying I had a curly community group.
Yeah.
We talk in that group every day.
Okay.
I don't know these people. I've never met them.
Yeah.
And they're from all around the world. And we talk every day. So it's like networking is basically having a friend that you don't know.
That you don't know.
But you know. You know them, but you don't know them. And you can connect with them. Every relationship, it's mutually beneficial. Yeah, mutually beneficial. So you take something, but you also give something. So with networking, that's the same. Everyone I meet, I take from them, but I also give them a part of myself.
Yeah.
And we work together to build something for both of us, because there's room for everybody.
There's room for everyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were saying that they should blog first, then network, and then what else?
They should also come up with a routine. So if they want to like go into the influencer route, then they need to come up with a routine, because it's not no joke. Everybody wants to be an influencer these days, and everybody wants to have a certain lifestyle put in for themselves. They want financial freedom, and because like I said earlier, we live in a digital era, you're going to have that. So giving yourself a routine on posting, on doing engagement, and what I mean by engagement is liking, commenting, posting on your story, talking to your audience. They need to set up a routine for that. So with me, I started off doing an hour a day. So I would take the time out to comment under all the people that I'm following their posts. And then I would like pictures. I would comment on people's stories. I'd watch every single person's story to make it more, to see one, what opportunities are out there, because I always feel like you find opportunities by looking. You find opportunities by looking at other people's profiles. And yeah, routine is definitely important. Structure.
And then finally,
what, like a last tip?
Yeah.
I don't want to be cheesy and say be yourself, but gosh,
no,
you just have to be yourself.
You do though. Like I feel like people underestimate how important it is.
Yeah.
Because do you know what it is? It's easy to not realize you're being influenced.
Yeah.
You can see something like, yeah, I'm going to do things that way now, and not realize you've now changed something that you would do differently because someone else has done it this way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's important.
No, it's definitely, I feel like I was even influenced like the first time I was blogging, but yeah, you just need to be yourself, and sometimes it may not pay off, but there's opportunities everywhere, and that's what I've recently been discovering, that you can take, as long as you want it, you can take it.
Yeah.
You can have anything you want as long as you believe in yourself. I always say to people, like, I'm not a slave to my mind. And it means that any thoughts that are in my mind that are negative, I can easily take them out if I want to.
Yeah.
It's my choice to do things. And that's the same for taking opportunities and just being yourself.
Yeah.
And as long as you stick to who you are and as you believe in what you do, you will make it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps up the interview. So thank you so much for coming onto my platform. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to link in Thia Care. And hopefully we'll see your skincare business. We'll see your big shop. We're going to see it. It's going to be a big brand like Superdrug.
Yep.
Period.
Remember the name.
So with that being said, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Please make sure you comment, and I'll see you next time.